Peugeot puts this classic all-wheel drive on wheels for one purpose only. It should bring the World Rally Championship to France in the 80s, the Peugeot 205 Turbo 16.
Never was the World Rally Championship wilder and crazier than in the legendary Group B era in the 80s. The turbo cars deliver well over 500 horsepower. The four-wheel stars of the era Audi Quattro, Ford RS200, Lancia Delta S4, MG Mini Metro, and Peugeot 205 Turbo 16. 1985 and 86, the French secured the world title. The drivers Timo Salonen and Juha Kankkunen. Only 15 examples of the 200 units built at the homologation model 205 Turbo 16 go to Germany. The Audi Motorsport department secures one example for research purposes. In the end, the French brand is regarded as being the next competitor for the Audi Quattro. The Turbo only has the front windscreen, radiator, doors and lights in common with a front-wheel drive everyday 205 model. Otherwise, the stocky powerhouse is a completely new development. The 1.8-liter turbo delivers a conservatively specified 200 horsepower. In favor of the acceleration, the turbo has short ratios, top 211 kilometers an hour.
In 1984, the car was presented to the press. The prices then lay at an amazing 94,400 marks. And there one really had to consider if one wanted to buy a car like that. Unfortunately, that didn't fit into my budget at the time and I couldn't buy one.
In his workshop, Bevan mainly looks after old Peugeot models. He got his Turbo 16 from a well-known Swiss Ferrari collector.
There are quite a few insiders who knew what kind of car this is. Most think that it would be a spruced up 205 with thick fenders and fat tires, but few people know about it. You feel it at the lights because it has tremendous acceleration.
Permanent all-wheel drive, 4 valves per cylinder mid-engine and a turbocharger with intercooler. Peugeot was the first manufacturer to really take advantage of the Group B regulations. From the outside, the 205 T16 differs from its civilian series pendant with numerous inlets, outlets, and scoops. Despite systematic lightweight construction, the mid-engine racer weighs a stately 1,150 kilos. The optic in the interior, clear, concise, and sober, with good shot of 80s spirits. Vile plastic combined with eye-catching racing accessories. Good for the weight distribution, the fuel tank under the seats. In normal driving conditions, the Turbo 16 runs somewhat awkwardly. Only when driving quickly does the little Frenchman show the classic mid-engine virtues, coupled with the benefits of all-wheel drive. First it pushes through the front wheels, then the tail gets active. 30% of the engine drive passes the center differential to the front wheels. And if you want to be fast on the road, the 205 requires the whole man.
The car goes like a go-kart. It has stiff steering, it has to be driven deliberately, and you have to be able to deal with it. It drives straight and runs well in the track, and is super to drive. You notice the all-wheel drive and how it pulls evenly on the front and rear axles. Of course, one notices when the turbo boost is activated, that it then goes powerfully forward.
The 205 Turbo is a collector's vehicle from the outset. 60,000 euros or more are due for a nice example today. Bevan drives his Turbo regularly, but almost never takes it to the limit. The maintenance cannot be compared with a normal 205.
The supply of spare parts is of course problematic. One has to watch out because parts are very expensive. They still exist, but they're rare. You drive the car at just 80% of what it's capable of, then nothing gets broken.
For years, Bevan collects every snippet and has built up a register. In Germany, he is regarded as the point of contact.
Mid-80s, the Peugeot 205 Turbo 16 conquered the rally world.